Now here's a series and a Doctor I love revisiting. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. Just when everyone thought it was gone forever from teleboxes and the fans were happy enough with all the spin-offs, DVDs, videos, piss takes a lot, the impossible happened. In the 40th anniversary year, it was announced the Doctor would be back. In the futuristic year of 2005. And then, not content with the new information that the best thing ever is coming back and better than ever, they release a really cool It's Almost Time teaser, followed by a trailer that still holds up as one of the greatest adverts for Doctor Who. It's near perfection. Seriously. Then you have the one that got Doctor Who to where it is today. So much responsibility on these new people. If the audience wasn't there, well, I wouldn't be talking about it firstly, and the wilderness years would be much longer secondly. Thankfully it did, despite the rockiest starts with not just a leak but Graham Norton's voice accidentally being transmitted over a pivotal scene at the beginning. The risks were worth taking, and it did very well. It's all about Rose, starring Christopher Eccleston as the Ninth Face, the Time Lord, and Billie Piper as the companion whose name is in the title of the episode. I think it evolves when you watch it more than once. Watch it for the first time as a casual viewer and you think, oh, this is interesting, where's it all going? Maybe reflecting on it, you think it doesn't hold up, with what comes after it being stronger, I guess. And as a fan, you'll notice the elements borrowed from the first part of the first ever serial, An Unearthly Child. You'll also spot references to the soft reboot and first story of the 1970s Spirit from Space with the Autons, though not named on screen, and the Nestian consciousness. There's also the TV movie's moment of a character going inside the TARDIS, exiting in disbelief, checking the police box and returning inside. Davies was wise enough to begin with Rose, as not only is it her story, it's not called The Doctor Returns for instance, like the school teachers before her, and you could say Amy and Bill after her, she is the audience in character form. She is a normal human being to begin with. Rose gets up and goes about her routine in a montage to Murray Gold's Westminster Bridge, the first of many recognisable and hummable works by this composer. Love him or loathe him, he's the sound of revived Doctor Who. We immediately recognise her mam Jackie and boyfriend Mickey. Minimal dialogue but straight to the point. You've got 45 minutes to get everything done. You've got to do it in as creative a way as you can manage. And they do that. So we get a couple of minutes in the real world, a term I use loosely, before the fantasy or science fiction elements start to emerge, by way of a living plastic army. Speaking of the Autons, though their first appearance had their most effective look, I think the mannequin makeup is pretty decent, and dubbing the awkward jerks and squeaks over their movements adds a wonderfully creepy touch. They're one of my favourite Doctor Who monsters, and I'd love to see them return at some point in the future. They scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, as they did to so many. Certainly made going to a shopping centre a different experience. That's the power of Doctor Who and its legacy for you right there. They're a perfect threat. They look normal, but they've got guns hidden in their wrists. Take it away? Nah, lost cause. They'll do damage without the arms attached. Wheelie bins that stick to human hands like flypaper? Yep, that too. And they can make freaky deaky copies of your closest friends and family members. And right when you see Rose in peril and all seems lost, a man in a leather jacket, the Doctor, grabs her by the hand and tells her to run. So simple but brilliant. Not only is it taking Rose by the hand, but the newcomers, the casual viewers, and the superfans on a journey unlike any other, and although you could argue that Christopher Eccleston's strong suit lies not in comedy but in serious moments, I never had any doubt when I saw him that this man was the Doctor. Honestly, even though he wasn't long for this world, I think Christopher Eccleston was, yeah, I'm gonna say it, a fantastic Doctor, and his time on television was possibly the most consistent run of episodes any actor had as the Doctor, maybe next to Jon Pertwee. Seriously, there's only one episode I'd say isn't good at all. That's not what this video is about, however. I love the Doctor's monologue about the turn of the earth and the moment where he shows his frustrations. I think that's a poignant beat. Granted, he still has 12 episodes left and the best is definitely around the corner, but even so, I think Eccleston shows everyone that he is the right man for the job and will be remembered in years to come. Don't skip 9, amen to that. And I like his TARDIS too. Of course, this is Rose's episode, and for introduction, Billie Piper was equally strong. Rose Tyler is a bone of contention for a lot of fans the same way Clara Oswald is. I understand this disagreement. There are examples of her character making questionable decisions, hanging up on Jackie after she nearly got killed by the Auton brides and being very shitty to Mickey at the end. Oh yeah, and not noticing the plastic Mickey. If you're Irish, you'll immediately see the innuendo in that sentence until it's too late. It's only when he starts malfunctioning or whatever. Not when he said pizza and grinned like a lunatic. When he was dangerously driving. I think they should have gone about it a different way. Maybe it was the director's idea. Keith Boak doesn't quite strike a balance between humour and seriousness, and it's more obvious in the series' first two-parter, also directed by him. Imagine if Edgar Wright had done this episode instead. Would it have been better? I'd like to think so. Actually, no, this isn't a joke. He was offered to direct the episode, but couldn't. Please God, one day. For some of these, you can say in her defence, she's still young. She works when she's challenging the Doctor, like when he forgets Mickey and points out to him the London Eye as a transmitter when Eccleston can't see it. There's also an appearance from Mark Benton. He plays Clive, a family man who's read up on the Doctor. In his shed of conspiracy, as I call it, he shows Rose pictures of the Ninth Doctor. Clive gets the first memorable demise of the revived series. The invasion's begun and the production team now have the money to show Auton's breakthrough shop windows. Clive realises the stories were real, just as an Auton reveals his gun. The shooting script poignantly describes that Clive looks sad because he knows what's coming next, and everyone panics. Impactful one, you say. Finally, I've touched upon it briefly, but Noel Clarke and Camille Coduri make a decent first impression as the supporting Mickey Smith and Jackie Tyler. Mickey getting figuratively thrown under the bus, however, will not stop here. Me personally, I think Rose was exactly what Doctor Who needed in the mid-2000s. I had to get the basic elements right. I had to start with a companion, I had to have a bigger on the inside moment, and I had to have an easy-to-follow story. It confuses me somewhat when I hear people prefer the 11th Hour over Rose. Rose might have aged in terms of special effects style, maybe cinematography and picture quality, but I feel it's more successful in opening because it doesn't use past Doctors, and it saves introducing story arcs until the next episode. Rose is an integral part of Christopher Eccleston's era and of Doctor Who as a whole. The world of 2005 needed the Doctor. We all need the Doctor. It knew what it needed to do. Russell wasn't trying to make his first episode his best work yet. He wanted to show people this is what the programme can do, and if you stick around, maybe you'll see why it means so much to me and to others. Maybe it'll inspire you. It's a good episode of Doctor Who, but it's an even greater book. I highly recommend you read his novelisation. It is fantastically built and irons out some of the creases in his on-screen version. He will go on to do great things. Here is the best beginning to the ninth phase of Doctor Who. If this was any other episode, it would be a 6, but for sheer importance, it's a 7 out of 10.